Samurai Girl is about a 19-year-old girl who is adopted by one of Japan's most powerful, richest families, the Koga family. And, during tragic events, her brother is killed at her arranged marriage. And she's told that the Yakuza has a strong influence over her family, not to trust her family. So she goes on this adventure to find out who she really is and find out the truth. And, during that process, she finds out that she's a part of this secret ancient prophecy. So, as bizarre as that sounds, she goes on a quest to find certain artifacts that will help explain her past. So you really have, you really have the storyline, the growth of Heaven, coming to terms with who she really is, and with the current events that are happening, and she's kind of thrown in this whirlstorm. And it's like Indiana Jones. She goes out and she tries to find these artifacts, and yet it still has the elements of Gossip Girl and Alias. So again, I'm really proud of this project.
We looked at virtually every single available Asian actress in a certain age range, and we saw girls who could do some comedy, and girls who could do the drama and make you feel for them, and girls who had more action. And Jamie was the complete package. It took us a little while to realize when we were sifting through everybody, she was exactly the girl we needed, and it was interesting because she was from real world and didn't have experience that some of the other actresses we talked to did, but at the end of the day, she was the best girl for the job, and she really nailed it, and we couldn't be happier with the girl that we have.
I think Jamie has a vulnerability underneath her that is essential for sort of the coming-of-age story that we tell over the 6 hours throughout sort of that initial run of that's sort of what we like to call the first season of Samurai Girl.
I play a guy by the name of Jake Stanton, kind of ex-army brat who sold his services to the Japanese mafia for a while. And given the fact that it's not an avenue he wanted to pursue, he kind of cut and run, which you can't do with the Japanese mafia, and he's kind of built a little sheltered life for himself. And then the character played by Jamie Chung, Heaven, she comes and kind of solicits his help once her wedding is attacked by ninjas and such. Given the fact that she thinks it has something to do with the Yakuza, then her brother tells her to come to me for help.
I actually come in halfway through the miniseries, and I kind of am the main character, Heaven's nemesis. So I really kind of stir the pot. I really bring a lot of surprises to the show.
Obviously, it says Samurai Girl in the title. Wondering, do you get to get on the action? Do you get to do some fighting?
I get to do some fighting. That was the best part of it. I really had a blast, and I think that it's definitely a different character than anyone's seen me do yet.
Brendan was an actor that we saw with other actors trying to find the part, and when Brendan came in, it was kind of the same thing. He had years of acting experience off of Roswell. We knew that he had a great presence and he has a good physicality to him, and he, as a hockey player, took his the action stuff up a notch or two and was as much of a well-rounded package as Jamie turned out to be. He really can do it all, and we're lucky to have him.
And then the lovely Miss Keibler.
Miss Keibler. I had with my partners and Luke also on October Road. We had worked with Stacy before, and as we were breaking out the stories, we knew that we were going to need the character of sort of the ex-girlfriend, sort of the romantic rival, and Stacy just fit the bill perfectly. I mean, she's charming and she's gorgeous and she's everything that would make any girl insecure if they knew that was the former Mrs. of. So. It just seemed like a no-brainer for us to bring her in, and we talked to her about coming in and doing some of the action work and doing some of the scene work, and she's very excited, and it was a perfect fit.
I'm sure Stacy and Brendan find it so much fun as well, but it's like one of the most favorite things to do. When I'm reading the call sheet, I'm like, yes, we get to shoot the sequence tomorrow. I'm really amped. My energy's up. It's something I really enjoy doing. Like once you learn how to really sell a punch or a kick, or learn what looks best on camera and really feeling the fight, it's a really good feeling. You have that whole adrenaline rush, so it's the best.
I am like her Mr. Miyagi, I suppose, just a younger version, and there's obviously a romance that kind of buds out of the whole thing. But yeah, I'm a very, very I'm a killing machine, I suppose, and for all intents and purposes.
A romance a little different than Mr. Miyagi, though. It's like get to explore that.
Yeah, the wax on, wax off takes on a whole new different meaning, I suppose.
Jamie and I were friends before we did this, so we were really excited to work together, and she could kick my butt for sure.
There's talk that this could continue on as a series or some more miniseries. Is that something you'd look forward to?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like if the fans, come behind the show, and it's also going to be on iTunes right after it is aired, so if they like what they see, then I think that they'll definitely do a second season.